Hey guys, Tommy Bryson here, and the reason I'm smiling so much is because basically last night I made a 10-minute call and I switched over my phone bill and I'm saving 85%. And by the way, this is not an ad, okay? But my new phone bill right now is about literally $5 per month. And this is actually an eSIM. Can you do this? The answer is absolutely yes. Now tell me, what company did you switch from? The answer is T-Mobile. I had T-Mobile. I tried calling them and tell them, hey, I want to save some money. They said no. And I said, okay, no problem. And I switched over and I'm paying $5 a month. Now, there are some pain points I'm going to address in this video to make sure you know that the process is not that hard and it's not that complicated. First, you can transfer your original number. To me, all my friends for the past like 6-7 years have my phone number. I did not want to give it up, so I have the same exact phone number. Number two, you're not gonna have to call in a company and negotiate and say, hey, for hours and hours and hours. No, I'm gonna give you all the information you do need in case you need to call. You know exactly what to say so you don't waste any time whatsoever. On top of that, also, what if your phone isn't paid off? Don't worry, I'll tell you exactly what to do then. And do these services actually suck? Okay, because sometimes you think, hey, I'm paying a lot of money, but I have great service. If I pay less money, am I going to have a service that's actually worse? The answer is absolutely not. These are unlimited plans with 4G and 5G available. By the way, guys, did you guys know that the G in 4G, 3G, 2G, 1G, 5G actually stands for generation? I found that out literally just today, okay? And lastly, all of these plans include eSIM or regular SIM cards. My plan right here that costs $5 a month has an eSIM, so I did everything online. I didn't have to wait in the mail for anything, so don't worry about that, okay, guys? So the overall idea is I am a little petty, and that's why I'm making this video. So if you have a plan with Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile and they're charging you a bunch of money, I want to make sure you guys save the most amount of money possible. So all these plans I would recommend to myself, and one of these plans I actually have, and you'll know exactly which one that is by the end of this video. Now, as always, guys, like this video, on top of also subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified. Now, the first question is, tell me, well, does my phone need to be paid off and unlocked? The answer is absolutely. Now, the reason that is because basically when you have, for example, a T-Mobile phone, T-Mobile is actually going to block the service or the phone from being used at other companies until that phone is fully paid off and you actually requested an unlocked. So you can have a phone that's paid off, but it is not unlocked. And if that's your case, then you actually want to call Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile, wherever your phone is from, and ask them to actually unlock it. And they will unlock it within 48 hours if your phone is actually paid off. But tell me, what if my phone is not paid off? Well, you want to find out exactly what your ETF is. ETF stands for early termination fee. Now, you might say, Tommy, I don't want to pay a bunch of money here. So there are some options that I recommend, okay? So if I'm stuck in a plan and I can actually sell that phone and basically grab some cash and pay that off early, then that is awesome. You don't want to be stuck for 2 years paying someone $166 a month or $100 a month because it makes absolutely no sense. Now, one of the highest plans here I'm going to give you guys in this video is about $45. So basically, if you're spending $166 a month on your phone bill plan, multiplied by 12, you're spending every single year about $19.92. $1,992. Now, even if your phone bill plan, the one I give you, is $45, which is the highest one on this list, by the way, you're still gonna save $19.92. You're still gonna be saving around like $14.52. Okay, so whatever your phone bill plan is, you're most likely going to save a bunch of money. So if you have to spend some money to actually break that contract, you're going to make all that money back potentially on that first year. So it's absolutely worth it if you ask me. Now, just in case you're not sure what phone to actually get, if you're going to be upgrading or downgrading, for example, and you want to get rid of the phone, my recommendation is if you want an iPhone with a big screen, I would probably go for the iPhone XS Max. You can actually get one for like around $200 or so, which is actually pretty cheap. And then if you actually like small phones like I do, you could actually get this one, which is basically an iPhone SE 2020 edition. I actually got this one for $59, fixed it up, and it actually cost me a total of about $100. You can actually get it for $120 without any of the fixing up stuff. Okay, so I actually have an iPhone 13 mini and I actually have an iPhone SE20. Both these phones can have eSIM, both can be unlocked, and that's why I actually have them. Now, if you like Android, I recommend the Pixel 4a, and if you like fancy Androids, well, I recommend the Samsung S20. Okay, those phones are more than enough, and you can grab them both for like less than $300, like $200. This way you save a bunch of money. Now, there is a point I want to address here, which is unlimited is usually overrated if you don't actually need it or actually use it. Okay, now all these companies want you to think that basically a plan is not good if it's not unlimited. You need to have unlimited data, but in reality, if you're not using a bunch of data, it's actually not necessary, and usually getting a limited plan could actually save you even more money. Now, don't worry, the plans I actually offer here, some are actually unlimited and they have unlimited options, which is actually great. But if you don't need unlimited data, then just don't get it. Now, me personally, I need unlimited data. And how do I know that? Because if you go to your iPhone, you click settings and you click cellular, it will actually show you exactly how much data you're using every single month. And for me, that's around 123 gigs, meaning, hey, I use a lot of data, so I can't have a limited plan. But if you actually use like 10 gigs or like 20 gigs a month, you could actually get a limited plan and save even more money. Imagine if you're actually paying somebody $1,000, $2,000 to actually have unlimited food, but you only consume a certain amount of money. The point is, it's not really needed, okay? Or a certain amount of food, okay? That's my whole point, okay? Having unlimited data, but you're not using it all, it's just not necessary. So if you see, based on your utility, you don't need it, then just don't get it. Remember, you could always upgrade later if you feel like you're actually being, hey, I actually need the data, then you change your mind, you could always upgrade, so that option is available. Now, here are the 4 plans I recommend the most, guys, and I'll tell you the highlights and I'll tell you some things I don't like, just in case, because I want to be fully transparent. So the first plan is going to be Visible by Verizon, okay? Now, here it is right here, guys, okay? So Visible is kind of like a new service in a way, and my favorite part about it is that basically it comes with unlimited hotspots with up to 5 megabytes per second speed. And you might think, Tommy, well, that's not that much. Well, in reality, if you actually don't know this, you only need about 5 megabytes per second to watch HD content on Netflix. So it's more than enough. If you want to grab your phone and give data to your laptop or your TV, it's going to be great, okay? Now, overall, it costs about $25 per month. It is fully unlimited data, so that's pretty good. So you won't get like speed slowdowns, but if you have heavy traffic, then you might see some slowdown, okay? However, if you actually get the $45 plan, Tommy, it says 35. No, it's actually 45. They have a special right now that's $10 off, but that's for 6 months. The average price is around $45. The cool thing about this is that you have like some other perks, but you do have, for example, priority data. That basically means that, hey, if you are over 50 gigs, right? And it might actually slow down depending on traffic, but you're still priority. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be like, hey, once you hit like 20 gigs of data, it's going to go back to 2G or 3G. That's not the case here. You might just see a slowdown for a while, but that's basically it. The reason I like this plan so much is because, hey, there's no auto pay trick, or for example, there is like no slowdowns overall. And if you're asking me which one would I actually get, I would probably go with the $25 per month. For me, this works the best. Now, the second plan, which I used to like a lot and I had before, and was actually my favorite, was actually Mint Mobile. Back in the day, this was awesome. Right now, they have a special. So basically, all their plans are like $15 a month. But for the most part, you have basically the unlimited plan, which is basically $30 a month. Now, the catch is this, okay? The catch is it is unlimited, but only up to 40 gigs. And after 40 gigs, you'll still get data, but it's going to be at 2G speed. So it's actually a lot slower. Now, there is another catch. And the catch is that if you get, for example, the $25 plan or the $30 plan, whatever plan you actually get, you're going to pay for a full 3 months ahead of time. So you only pay your bill 4 times a year, meaning that actually when I get this $30 plan, I'm going to be paying, for example, 30 times 3, that's $90. And then my next bill is going to be in 3 months, and that's actually going to be $90 again. So you actually pay 3 months ahead. Now, this plan used to be awesome, but now with the competition is actually is average, okay? It's not a bad plan, it's still good, but it's average. Now, the third option, which is an option I actually don't recommend, is actually T-Mobile Connect. Now, fun story here, or story time here. I don't know why it's not showing up. Now, my third option, which I actually don't recommend, is going to be T-Mobile Connect, okay? The plans range from $10 to $15 to all the way to $35. Now, as you can actually see, it's not that good, right? And the reason is because basically even their $35 plan is still not unlimited. It's like 12 gig cap, okay? So it doesn't make that much sense. When in every single other plan, you're paying $30 to $35, you're basically getting unlimited data, okay? So why would I get this plan? It just makes no sense. Now, fun fact here is that when I called in T-Mobile, I was actually trying to negotiate myself into the $10 plan that I actually have because for me, it works great, okay? And they told me, no, it's not available because when you travel, it won't be working because the Wi-Fi calling. And they basically gave me this whole story that talked me out of it. And then I had to basically just change over to my fourth best option, which is basically the one I have currently, which is basically Tello. Now, Tello is a plan that I actually like a lot, and the reason is because basically you can customize it based on your needs, okay? If you're not going to be calling and texting people, then you don't need to have, for example, calling and text. If you're going to be calling and texting people a lot and not using that much data, then you get that, okay? So for the most part, their plans range from literally, this is the one I have. I have 1 gig of data, and I have literally I have no minutes basically because I don't need it. I pay like $6 a month. No, I actually have this one. This is my plan, the 500 megabytes. Okay, yeah, so I pay like $5 a month. Now, tell me, what about if I actually want unlimited data? Well, you're paying $29. If you actually want unlimited minutes with that, then it's actually free. You're paying $29, but it is capped, I think, at about like 25 gigs, and then it actually slows down to 2G. So if you're looking for unlimited data, I would go, for example, with Visible. And if you're looking like, for example, like not, if you don't want Visible, then you actually get Mint. But for the most part, for unlimited, I wouldn't really recommend Tello. But if you want like a custom plan, like, I want like 10, I want like 5 gigs or whatever, and I don't want to basically spend that much money. It's like 500 minutes is like fine, and you want to save money, I would actually get this plan, okay? Now, tell me, why exactly do you actually have Tello? The answer is, guys, right now, I live in Dominican Republic full time. So here I use another service. It's called Claro, right? And this service I pay a fee for. And I basically just want to save my United States number in case I move back, or for example, to actually access my banking apps and all that stuff, because you get a code. If you want to text somebody, something like that, then I want to have that available to me. But I don't want to spend money on data because I'm not using data here. So that's why I pay $5 a month. But if you're asking me, Tommy, which one would you actually recommend over all of these? Well, if I lived in the US, I would actually go with Visible for $25. I get unlimited hotspots, unlimited data, and it's priority, which is pretty awesome. To me, that's awesome. It's more than enough. Now, if I was in a budget, like a very strict knuckle down budget, I would probably get, for example, Tello, because it actually customizes thing, and I can get a plan for like $20 or like $10, and then that's more than enough for the most part. But if I just want like a budget friendly one, I would probably go with Mint Mobile for the most part. But I would never. The only way I would go with T-Mobile Connect is basically if all the other companies went bankrupt, okay? That's the only way I would do it. Yeah, T-Mobile is a great company, but they do need to step up their game because I do feel like they're just doing too much stuff to save on money and then basically cut costs, and then basically they're not giving the best service, in my personal anecdotal opinion, which I don't recommend you listen to, okay? That's my, I don't want to get sued, okay? But that's basically the general idea. Now, let's say, for example, you do decide to actually get one of these plans. What are the things you're actually going to need so when you call in or you do it online, you don't have to wait a bunch, okay? Well, the first thing is you're going to have to port out your number from your current company if you're trying to bring your number over to the new service. So whenever you're going to do this, they're going to require, for example, your account number, your PIN number, your name, your address, okay? And that's basically it, okay? That's all they need. So when you call in, trust me, when you ask for the port out PIN to actually transfer your number, they're going to give you a lot of conversation, okay? So just please tell them, if you actually don't want to negotiate, then you say, hey, I'm not interested in negotiation. Please just give me my port out number, and that's it. That kind of ends the conversation right there, and they give it to you. But just be nice, okay? Same thing when you actually are requesting to have your phone unlocked. When you ask to have your phone unlocked, and you tell them, hey, it's because I want to transfer, don't say that. Say, for example, it's because if I travel, I want to be able to add a SIM card to it, okay? Say that, because it's true, right? For the most part, right? It's true. It's a true statement, but it doesn't open up the conversation about like, hey, where are you going? We can offer you a deal and this and that, okay? So yeah, that's the general idea, guys. So if you actually do this, you can save a bunch of money. So overall, let's run some numbers here so we can actually see how much your potential savings can actually be. The average person is spending about $166 a month on their phone bill. So if you actually get the visible plan for $25, well, you're actually going to save about $141, okay? This is actually pretty cool. If you multiply that by 12, that means you're saving every single year about $1,692. Tell me, what would you do with this much money in savings? The answer is pretty simple. I've thought about it, okay? And the answer is, guess what? I would grab $700 and buy me the best phone money can buy. So for me, that would be a used iPhone 14 Pro, because the iPhone 15 Pro is new, too expensive right now, and I don't care about it that much, okay? And it's not that much of a leap of technology. So it would get me the iPhone 14 Pro for like $700, okay? That leaves me with about $992. Then I would actually have on the side about $100 for, like if I want to switch batteries later on to improve it or whatever, and basically a case and screen protector, all that stuff. So now I'm left with basically about $892. This money, I would use it for investing and basically make me more money in the future. Now, if at any point in 5 years, I want to upgrade my phone, I could always just upgrade. Now, by the way, guys, you might say, Tommy, what happens when these bills actually go up because prices tend to go up? The answer is there will always be prepaid options that are going to be affordable because there is a massive amount of people that actually need those services, okay? So that's the idea. So for me personally, Tello, paying $5 a month works more than fine. I'm actually going to upgrade it to Tello and actually pay like $6 a month because I actually want to be able to have at least 100 minutes in there in case I need to call customer service or something like that in the US, okay? But for the most part, it is more than enough. And I'm very happy with my plan and my service so far. Guys, all the links are down below. Thanks for watching. Comment down below though, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I want you guys to do me a favor. Tell me exactly how much money is this video saving you if you switch right now. So how much do you pay right now? Multiply it by 12 to get the annual cost, and then multiply what your new bill is going to be, multiply by 12, and tell me what your savings are actually going to be. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified, and as always, long-term team, officially